Hi, everybody. I'm Stitcharoo from Club Finn, and I'm interviewing DJs. I found another DJ. Which DJ are you?
Hi, I'm with the pup. People don't call me Jason. I DJ trap and dubstep. I did a Somna at least.
Nice. So it's been a little bit since Furality Somna. Tell us what your experience was with the Club Finn and the con in general.
Oh, it was freaking phenomenal. I kind of got to experience Furality in a very unique way, I feel like, from a lot of people, because this was my first Furality ever, and I not
Oh,
really
wow.
been on VR that much, so I didn't really know what Furality was. Me and Ungi just like, we were both DJs, so we were just kind of like, oh, like I want to do another event, and we saw people applying for Furality, and we're like, let's apply for it and see what happens. And so this whole experience was a very new thing for me, but it was very cool.
Nice. What was it like seeing all of your hard work like up in the club with the lights, the lasers, the moving screens, and all the other fancy stuff?
Oh my God, it was phenomenal. Me and Ungi have been working just like learning how to VJ and do like video work for like we've been doing that for the last like year. And so seeing our like what we've been learning just be put on screen like right in front of us for the first time was phenomenal. And Riku fucking or freaking, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear. um Killed it with lighting. Like it was amazing.
Tell us what it was like working with like the AV crew and stuff for Friday, getting like all
Oh,
the elements together.
freaking! I need to stop saying just freaking or anything FB related. It was really cool to work with Value specifically because Value was our lead, and they provided a lot of ideas that we didn't really think of that much. Because me and Ungi had this concept of like we only wanted to do kind of G Jones-esque visuals. Like that's what our big inspiration was his 2022. I forgot what like show it was, but it was one of his like tour shows and we were just very inspired by that. So we were like, when Valley was like, "Oh, let me know if you want to do any like model stuff," and we were like, "Nah, not really." And then Valley was like, "Let me just do these two songs real quick because I have ideas for them. I'll send them your way. Let me know how you feel." And then like we loved them so much that we like ended up doing like seven music video type
Oh
things
wow.
during that. But it blended with our style really well, so it was fun. And then yeah, Riku was again like kind of a silent killer where it's like we didn't really talk to Riku that much because we were just kind of like we don't know lighting, we trust you, and they was like okay, and then he comes back to us like the day before we turn in our set, and he's like all right, like lighting's done, and we're just like oh cool, and then we go into the world and we see it, and it's just like I had no doubts that this man would do like insane stuff with lighting.
Nice. Tell us a little bit about like how you crafted your set, like the hardware and software that you used to make it, as well as like the VDJing aspect of it. If
Mhm.
you have any insight in that as well.
Yeah, so I think this is kind of another unique experience where me and Ungi did all our visuals. So we kind of have a little more perspective on that aspect. And yeah, we primarily use Touch Designer. Touch Designer is like a generative art like thing that we just like we fell in love with really fast. We learned in the span of like from January to June just like how to use nodes, how to use modules, how to automate, like make everything audio reactive. And it was a really, really fun experience. Like it was kind of stressful at the very beginning. And then when you kind of just know it, you know it. Like there isn't like an in
Yeah,
between. You either like don't know Touch Designer or you know how to use it like very well. Like it's just a very easy thing to use sometimes.
that's
Um,
very often with node-based programming. You either know your
yeah,
nodes or you don't.
it's like the same thing if you use like DaVinci or like Blender. It's just like if you know how to use nodes, you kind of just know how to use them. Like it's just you just get good at it.
Right.
Yeah.
For your DJing hardware software,
Oh,
like a
yeah, yeah.
Muzix.
Me and Ungi both use DDJ FLX4s. We used, admittedly for this, we did use FL and Ableton. Like we used just stuff to make the audio sound just good because, when you mix stuff, it's like when you do live mixing, you can master kind of while you're live mixing. That is like the point of doing it. You should be good at it. But, this is a big event, so we did use like FL and Ableton to make our set sound good. So
Cool beans, cool beans. tell me a little bit about like how did you start DJing? Like what got you spinning?
Okay. Yeah, I've told this story a little bit to like friends or like people that I just meet, but how I
We're all
got into
friends.
DJing. Yeah, we're all friends here. We're all friends. How I got into DJing was in 2020. I started producing music, and a lot of people like would invite me to like URL Fest and like Minecraft, but I didn't DJ. It was just like FL mixes of like me like putting songs I liked and calling it a day. But when I started getting closer
Yodeling.
with people, yeah, it's like yodeling. And I started getting close to people like Zop and Ray and Tetra. I started getting into that circle, and they were like, "Oh, why are you doing this as DJ?" I was like, "I don't know how to DJ," and they're like, "No, no, no, go for it." So I like would do like these little mini things until 2024. And 2024 is when I started like actually DJing. Like, so I think a lot to Zop and Ray and Tetra and my friend Lem. Like I think a lot to them for getting me into DJing. But 2024 is kind of when I was like, I want to be a DJ. Like I don't want to just do music and then make an FL set like every like once a year. I want to like actually DJ.
Nice. And lastly, since we're talking about like your origin story and stuff like that, what is something that you wish you knew when you started that you know now?
I guess there's two things. I wish I would have like produced more electronic music when I was first getting into the scene because it would have been kind of nice to be able to like be like, oh, like I don't just make pop music and make electronic, but that is something that I'm learning to do now. But I wish I was like better at producing the genre that I DJ. Just happened to fall in love with 140, which is a genre that I didn't even think I would touch, to be honest.
Right? Do you
Um,
have any advice that you could give?
Quite honestly, DJing and production are two can be two different things. Like I think I wish I wouldn't worry too much about that. Like it's kind of one of those things where it's like you can separate your DJ and your music. If you want to make like pop or rock music, make pop or rock music. But if you want to DJ like D&B or you want to DJ techno or you want to DJ like trance, like do it. Just don't limit yourself to one genre or one thing you want to do.
Yeah, you can totally DJ pop.
Exactly. I
Like
could,
80s
but
DJs, like shout out to old school 80s DJs.
oh, there's this DJ who's getting into a lot of cons. I think his name is Riley Winterlion. And he just DJs dad rock, and I'm like, that's insane.
Dad
That's so
rock.
cool.
Oh
That's literally his
no.
genre, and I'm like,
Oh
that's crazy.
no. Ah, here's one. Where can people find your music?
I am What the Pup on SoundCloud. I don't make trap or dubstep. I make pop music. So if you're gonna go there to listen to trap and dubstep, that's not what you're gonna get. But you can find me like with that on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple, etc. I don't really post my mixes that often. I'm very. It's not that I'm like, oh, I gotta gatekeep what I play, but I just kind of forget. But if
Yeah.
you do want to look at my sets, I do have a YouTube channel. It's What the Pup, and that's where my sets are. I don't put like music. I put sets. So
Oh man. Well, thank you so much, What the Pup. It was a pleasure speaking with you. And
yeah,
thanks for DJing at Club Finn. Bye
yeah. Thank you
everybody.
for having me. Bye bye.